All right, America, I'm glad to have my brother Ray Caesar Leo here with us for another one of Ray's takes. Caesar, what you got for the people today?
It's a new era. It's a new era in the NBA. I know we use that terminology a lot, but I think what we have seen and what we are witnessing in the postseason gives us all an opportunity to kind of have a moment of clarity. And what I mean by that is we've had conversations of injuries in the NBA. Are we seeing the two best teams in the finals because of injuries and so on and so forth? I need to get people to understand one simple thing. We are watching the new era of the NBA. And if you're waiting for the Golden State Warriors to reassemble when Klay Thompson comes back and Steph Curry and Draymond Green, whoever else they bring, or if you're waiting for LeBron James and AD to get healthy, and man, that's a lot of ifs. That's a lot of ifs. If you're waiting for, whatever, stop waiting and witness what you got going on right in front of you. My belief is that what you're seeing is the best basketball that is available, period. All right. Because if we want to play the if game, who's to say that if Jamal Murray didn't get hurt, that the Denver Nuggets wouldn't be in the finals? Forget the Golden State Warriors and the Los Angeles Lakers. Who's to say the Denver Nuggets wouldn't be in the finals? Who's to say on the East side, if things didn't go a little differently with Trae Young, that the Atlanta Hawks wouldn't be in the finals? This is the new era. Stop looking back. What we got is what we got. And if you are waiting for the old guard to come back in and make things right in the basketball universe, I'm just telling you it's not happening. It is far more possible and probable to see the future looking like the the Milwaukee Bucks, the Atlanta Hawks, the Philadelphia 76ers, depending on what they do, here in the offseason, or the Phoenix Suns. You know what I mean? Like these young teams, the Dallas Mavericks, the Denver Nuggets, these guys aren't going anywhere. They're not waiting or afraid of LeBron James anymore. As great as he is, they're not going anywhere. Kevin Durant had to learn the hard way that you can't reassemble a super team out east and think that it's going to be an easy ride, right? Teams are going to be waiting on you. I think what we're seeing in the finals is showing that there are stars that are going to be mainstays. Regardless of what happens in the NBA finals that we have right now, the Phoenix Suns and the Milwaukee Bucks are going to be mainstays. Devin Booker is a superstar, not a future superstar, a superstar right now. Giannis Antetokounmpo, and I have to change my whole mindset on this. Giannis Antetokounmpo today, if he does nothing else, I'm telling you, on his performance in the finals, is one of the greatest NBA players of all time. Not of his era, of all time. Khris Middleton, I got to switch it up. I said that the Milwaukee Bucks cannot win a championship if their second best player has to be the closer, as long as his name is not Kobe Bryant. Okay? I got to even switch that up. Khris Middleton has shown that not only can he be a strong number two, he can absolutely take over a game and score 40 and close down the stretch. All right? Forget what you know or what you believe about the NBA as it was. This is a new era. This is what we're looking at. And I might be alone in this. I love to get y'all's feedback, but I'm just telling you, what you're seeing has nothing to do with how LeBron James said it was injuries and that messed up the game. No, sir. Everybody had injuries. Everybody had injuries. Giannis Antetokounmpo is playing with an injury, a big-time injury. The man just decided that he'd rather gut it out, miss free throws on national television, and still figure out a way to get it done. That's what greatness looks like. And Giannis Antetokounmpo ain't retiring after this season. I said ain't. So I open up the floor to you, gentlemen. Kind of give me your thoughts on that.
Why Joe got that little smirk right there? Why does he have that little smirk right there? Joe, what's on your mind over there?
I mean, I agree to a certain extent. I mean,
what's the extent?
So you said the if game, right?
Yeah.
Do we really believe that if LeBron and AD was fully healthy, that they wouldn't beat the Suns?
Me personally, to me, that's just a play it out and see. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
These formulas to me, like, I don't look at LeBron James and AD as two guys anymore. I used to. I really did. I used to. I don't look at AD and LeBron James, as great as they are. They're all-time greats, both of those guys. Look at them and say, just because it's LeBron and AD, that they can go and run the gauntlet of the West.
Yeah,
Dude,
that's
tough.
Right.
That's tough, man.
Right.
Where that used to be a no-brainer that LeBron James is going to get to the finals every year because of just who he is.
Yeah, you're right.
It's not the same anymore. And if we're waiting on that to happen next year, I'm just telling you, it's not going to be that. If LeBron James and AD show up with the same amount of talent, they're going to go home in the first round again.
Hold on now. Hold on.
Make no mistake about it.
We don't need to do that. We don't need to
telling you, if LeBron James and AD show up with some guys that they showed up with this year, now I'm fully of the belief that the Lakers will do something to make it better. I'm not even a Lakers fan, but I just truly believe they'll do something to make it better.
But I am American. You see what my brother is doing right now. He knows I'm dealing with enough right now with the Green Bay Packers. He knows I'm dealing with a lot trying this vegan life, and he still want to sit over here and say something like that.
It's just a reality. If they show up with guys that can't hit wide open jumpers or are overrated defensively, because that's what I found out about the Lakers. Everybody kept saying they were one of the best defensive teams, and they just got steamrolled. And whether you say it's age or injury, man, everybody had injuries. Everybody had injuries. So I don't know what that looks like.
If AD is healthy, though, we beat them. But that's who AD is. AD is injury prone. Now, what shocked me is how we just bowed out without AD because we still had Andre Drummond.
Yeah.
Who they didn't play.
I don't know what's up with all that crap. But now, are we in post-Bron era then? Are we post-prime LeBron then?
The LeBron that we know, yeah. The LeBron that we know, yeah. I think we do have, let's just put it this way. The old guys that we considered superstars, it's very few of them now.
They just got to make room. They just got to make room.
I mean, the young guys are up. They're here. They're here.
And it's tough. It's tough as I say that because, again, I don't bet against LeBron. I picked the Lakers in that round to do it because I don't bet against LeBron because I know what that guy's capable of. He's one of the greatest players to ever pick up a basketball. But eventually you have to take that title away from him. That's just the name of the game. We had to do it to Kobe. We're going to have to do it to LeBron. As great as KD is, and I think he's the best player in the game today, once his teammates went down, nobody can do it alone.
Wait a minute, was that a segue?
I'm just telling you. I'm not
segue in your top players. Was that it?
I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you what I saw.
He ain't dropped that yet.
No top players.
Well, stay tuned. As I said, when the season ends, because everyone deserves their full resume to be shown. Right. Everyone deserves their full resume.
It's looking like it's over. You can go on and start.
I will say this: some guys in particular have proven that they belong. And that's what I mean. Like when this season is over, people can make fun of Giannis Antetokounmpo and say, it takes him 20 seconds to shoot a free throw and he airballs some of them. But that guy.
Shit, it made me 20 seconds to pee. Oh. Just saying, man, we getting old.
And listen, he shows up for work. He dominates the game. He leaves the game and he is clearly the best player on the court. And he's a game changer. He's a game changer, and that's not going away. I don't want to make it seem like I'm picking on LeBron. Like I said, this is just he's the formula because LeBron has been in the finals all the time. So that's why I say the Lakers, I say the Warriors, because those are the two faces of the league, LeBron and Steph Curry. That's about to change, in my opinion, man, because the road to the finals no longer belongs to the Lakers or whoever LeBron plays for and the Warriors. They have to go through the Joker. Jamal Murray's coming back. If Chris Paul decides to stay with the Suns, they'll be there. The Jazz will be there. You get what I'm saying? Like if you go over to the East, the Atlanta Hawks are not going to get worse. Okay. The Brooklyn Nets, if they keep everybody, are not going to be terrible. This is a real league that owners and commissioners love because it's all about parity now. It's all about parity. This is the new era of the NBA. And you can blame it on injuries. You can blame it on whatever it is. But I'm just telling you, the old way of seeing these long and drawn out dynasties, just in my opinion, is temporarily done.
Would you consider KD, Kyrie, Harden? Would you consider them the old guys or?
Yeah, that's tough, man. That's a really good question. I consider them old guys just because, not in age, but I just feel like they've been around a real long time.
Yeah.
Like in terms of NBA mileage, KD got a ton of mileage. He does, even with the year that he missed, he has a ton of mileage. James Harden has a ton of mileage. Kyrie has a ton of mileage because he played with LeBron for quite a while too. So I consider those guys old guard, maybe on that late end. The young guns are the guys like Murray, Joker, Trae Young. I mean, I guess you could consider Embiid a little bit of a young gun. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's great for us because we get to sit back and watch it happen. I just think sometimes when these eras start to blend, when you get toward the end of one and the beginning of another one, you kind of miss it. And I just hope folks are being able to watch it and appreciate it for what it is, and don't think that because, you know, they had a shortened season and a bunch of guys got hurt, that this is the reason that the Suns and the Bucks are in the finals. No, man. Giannis Antetokounmpo is going to be in Milwaukee for a while because they're in the finals, and it's because of him. So he doesn't have to go anywhere. He doesn't have to go anywhere to team up and do a super team type deal. Devin Booker is a bona fide superstar. So regardless, even if Chris Paul leaves, he knows what it takes to get back to that point now. So you are starting to see teams groomed to be that next era of basketball.
Let me ask you something.
I think that new era is here. Yes, sir.
Let me ask you something. What do you give credit to front offices or coaches at any rate for what you're seeing? Like, do you give credit to the front offices now for the type of moves they pulled off and the things they've done? Do you give any credit to those guys going out, scouting, finding guys, seeing what fits?
It's a strong. I mean, you know, we all know that the NBA is a players' league, no doubt. Yeah. They get to move around. I won't say just as much as well, yeah, I will say that they get to move around just as much as an MLB player would once they get out of those years of being under that, you know, first contract. So for me, I don't like to give ownership and general managers too much credit, but in the case of these two teams in the finals, absolutely. Yes, Chris Paul was able to work the trade for himself to get to Phoenix, but they still drafted that young man out of Carolina in Johnson. They still, you know, were able to get DeAndre Ayton and groom him. You know what I mean? Made the move for Jay Crowder. You look over on the Bucks side, nobody wants to come and play for the Bucks. You got to find the right pieces. Jrue Holiday, because of what he's doing to Chris Paul, changes the series. You know what I mean? Like, you got him there, and that makes a difference. So yeah, I will give them some credit in that. For some of these bigger teams, I don't. Like, once you get LeBron, you're good.
Right. So
that's not a move. That's just, we're the Lakers. We got LeBron. Let's go. We got KD. We're the Brooklyn Nets. KD can bring in guys. Let's go. So that's a culture type thing. But players drive the culture in the NBA. The Atlanta Hawks, I think, have some good representation in the fact that they were able to get a bunch of young guys to click early, believe in themselves, and really count on each other. That's hard to get young guys to do that. So if you can get them to do that early, that gives their window a little bit longer because they already know what success looks like. You see that with the New York Knicks. They arrived early, if you ask me, and that's why they got bounced early. But now they know. It's an exciting time for the league. Like I said, if you're an NBA owner or Commissioner Silver, it's perfect because this is what you want. You don't want people to know exactly what's going to happen. And I don't think it's injuries. And if it is injuries, it's just because guys are old and out of shape, or old or out of shape. You know what I mean? Like, the reason why AD didn't play because, yeah, he was hurt, but AD ain't in shape. That's not anybody's fault but AD. LeBron's getting hurt because Father Time is undefeated. Well, that's not anybody's fault. That's just a reality, man. That's not going to change next year. LeBron is not getting younger unless AD wakes up in the morning and says, I want to hit the gym now, and I want to be ready, and I want to be focused, and I want to be in the best shape of my life. Then AD's going to do the same thing. He's going to be hurt. When he's on, but when he's hurt, he's not. That's just a harsh reality that NBA franchises have to go through when they get older and younger guys are starting to ascend. There's a meeting point when that happens, and eventually you'll look back and that old guard is slowly starting to fade and young guys are starting to take over, where Trae Young is now Steph Curry. You know what I mean? Like that's just how it works. I just, like I said this on a couple episodes ago, I'm trying not to get in the mindset now of missing out on greatness. I wasted a lot of that with my hatred for Kobe, and just not really appreciating what that man meant to the game of basketball, right? Until like later on in his career. I don't want to do that no more. So that's why it's easy for me now when I get it wrong about somebody like Giannis or Khris Middleton. I have no problem coming back on the show and being like, this dude was wrong. Now let's watch Khris Middleton go get 40 and be like, damn, this man can ball. Or just watch Giannis dominate a game on one leg and be like, man, he looks horrible shooting free throws, but everything else is flawless. Well, that's Shaq. Shaq can't hit a free throw either, but everything is flawless. So just appreciate it for what it is, man. The new era of NBA. This is it. Don't look back.
Jerry Krause would greatly appreciate
He would
that question that you asked Ray.
Yeah, about Jerry Krause, if he was here, he would.
GMs and organizations and everything like that. Jerry Krause is happy in his grave right now.
He would say, thank you, T. You saw the Last Dance. You saw my plight. That's all I was trying to say from day one.
Right. Well, America, we want y'all to chime in and let us know that y'all think we actually are in the new era of the NBA. Do you think Bron, Steph, KD, and them boys still gonna hold on to this thing a little while longer? And if you do think we in the new era of the NBA, tell us who y'all think is the face of that thing. Wait, hold on. Let me ask these fellas. If we in the new era, who the face of it? Or if we're not in the new era, who will be the face of it?
It's a fair question. Joe, you go ahead.
I would probably go with, I'm gonna say Embiid.
So you're saying Bron gonna hand the torch to Embiid?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Embiid because he put up numbers and everybody loves to interview. So he got the personality to stand out.
He does have the personality, no doubt.
I'll go with Embiid.
Okay, tell you who you got new face of the league.
Ben Simmons. Okay, now let me stop playing.
Ben might not be in the league.
Yeah, I was just about to say Ben may not even be there, bro.
Let me take Giannis. I think his cachet is growing a little bit. If he pulls this off, I think his stature elevates. I mean, it's going to quite naturally because he won a title.
Yeah, no doubt.
But just the interviews he's given, like in media and stuff. I wanted to go take what do you say in your country? Tinkle? A tinkle? You know, it's like it's like lovable, you know. But I'm gonna say Giannis, man. I'm gonna say Giannis is the guy they're gonna have to give it to for right now.
Yeah, man. Look, I'm with him. I'm with him, man. You know, Chris Paul said something in an interview before one of the games that was not profound, but it reminded me of how great you can be, and if you don't win a championship, it's all forgotten. He was like, everybody, you know, loves great stories, but it doesn't mean a thing if it doesn't have a win behind it. They were asking him about like Monty Williams' struggles and their relationship and how he struggled to get to the finals. He was like, man, that's all well and good, but if you don't win, nobody cares. So that's the tipping point when you're talking about greatness. Giannis Antetokounmpo with a championship, 2 MVPs, Defensive Player of the Year, goes into another stratosphere.
Yeah,
he goes into that stratosphere now where he can sit down at a table with the likes. Not saying he's in the same classification as LeBron James, so nobody freak out. But he can go in that room and sit and listen and talk because he's now won a championship. He's a champion with individual accolades. That's what it does for a guy like Giannis. So yeah, absolutely. I think
the way he did it.
And the way he did it, the way he comes back from where I've heard people say, oh, he's not going to play in this series at all. I base my pick off of him not playing in this series for the first couple of games. Well, dude was there from game one, and all he's been doing is dropping like 40 points with 15 rebounds and a legendary block. You know what I mean? And big time plays down the stretch. It's Giannis Antetokounmpo, no doubt.
I'm gonna say Giannis, but part of me want to say Luka.
Man, I thought that's where you were gonna go.
Okay.
I thought you were gonna go Luka.
It's not a bad choice.
That boy Giannis already, like, I thought he was older than what he is. That boy 26.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm saying? And but that boy Luka got the complexion for the connection for the protection.
And he has the flair. He really does. He has the flair.
Spray ball. Folks love the spray ball. He plays
That's right.
Dallas. We know what can happen when you play in Dallas.
Yeah.
Ray know better than anybody what can happen.
Yeah.
I know it's a football state, but they love some dirt.
And look, to your point, the NBA is clinging on to him. He's the face of NBA 2K22. So I mean, you're not wrong in your thought process.
I got to put it on something though. So I'm gonna go Giannis. I'm gonna go Giannis. Okay. Because Joe was waiting to pounce on me if
you saw him up there
trying to give 2 answers.
Yeah. I will, but then I saw it on you. I said he ain't gonna let me make it.
Joe was waiting. He was waiting in the way. Like, wait a minute now.
We want y'all to chime in and tell us what y'all think. Are we in a new era? If we are, or when that era occurs, if you disagree, who do you think gonna be the face of that thing? Put it on something. My kids wanted me to tell y'all to make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me across all social media platforms, like the videos, and share them. Did I forget anything?
And turn on the post notifications.
Y'all heard them. And also, visit StatementTeesLLC.com and shop with us. That's Statement Tees. Every t-shirt you wear
makes a statement.